Hi guys, Deuces here with another action figure video. And today I'm going to do a top 10. I'm going to be doing my top 10 Marvel Legends comic book figures. And this isn't a top 10 list for the best. This is strictly my opinion. This is just my favorite comic book based Marvel Legends figures in my collection that I own. So basically I gotta own them. They gotta be comic book styled, and I gotta like them. And then that's about it. Again, fully opinion. This is not meant to be a best list. It's just supposed to be my favorite. I just wanted to share my favorite Marvel Legends. And I'm going to be doing a top 10 MCU Marvel Legends as well. I just wanted to make a video. I haven't made one in a little while. I've had a busy couple months finishing up my school, getting a new job, moving into my new place, getting my collection all sorted out in my new place. It's been pretty busy, but I'm hoping I can start putting out some videos here and there once again. We're going to start with this one. So first figure on the list at number 10, surprising actually to me. This guy is my favorite Marvel character, but his figure is only number 10 on my list. It just goes to show you how good Marvel Legends have been lately, because this is not my main focus for my collection, even though I got a good chunk of them now. I'm trying to slow down on them, but it's really hard when they're making such good figures. So first off is the Family Matters 3-pack 80th anniversary Magneto figure. Magneto is my favorite character, and this is a really good figure of Magneto. I have the Mezco version as well, and that one's a kind of like a stylized classic version. This one's a much more straight up comic book classic. So I wasn't originally gonna get this figure because I had the Mezco, but I decided to get it anyways because the whole 3-pack is good. And this figure is really good, you know. It uses the body from the black and red costume Magneto from 2018's Apocalypse Wave, which if this figure didn't exist, that figure would have probably been on the list. But I like this one better. It's because I like the costume for this one a lot better. It's really good. The proportions are really good. Articulation's pretty solid. Cape's cool. It doesn't sit on him super well. It doesn't plug in super well, but it still looks good. It has some nice shading. I really like the... it comes with 2 head sculpts. I have the more gritted teeth one with the whited out eyes on this one. I really like this one. I'm not a huge fan of this normal looking one because the helmet I don't think is stuck on the head properly. If you have the figure, you know what I'm talking about probably. I like that he comes with these effect parts, comes with a couple extra hands. It's just overall a really solid figure. And just posing there, he looks awesome. I really like that. So I'll put him off to the side there. Next up, another X-Men character, and a lot of these, like, it depends on the time of day and how I'm liking them. I know probably a lot of people might rank this guy a little higher, potentially, if this would be one of their favorite figures. It is the more recent Marvel Legends Nightcrawler figure, and you can't really see him because I have him in a crouch down pose there. But yeah, there he is, and one of my favorite X-Men characters. And is a really solid figure. Posability is awesome on this guy. Like I said, look, I got him a full crouched position here. I think it looked really cool. I like posing him like this. Would have been cool if the tail was bendy wire, but it doesn't bother me too much, and you can still rotate it. I love that he comes with the sword. I think that's really cool. It comes with 3 head sculpts, I think. It comes with smiling head sculpt, neutral head sculpt, and the more yelling head sculpt with the shaded on the forehead and around the eyes. Really like the grinning head sculpt, but you get a lot of options with this guy. It's just a really cool figure, man. Really solid. I like it. I never got the Toy Biz one, but I like it more than the Toy Biz one. And I was able to get him at retail, so that was also nice. Get him to actually stand there. All right, let's raise this back up. Next up is another recent figure, actually from this year, which again is a testament to how good Marvel Legends have been lately. It is the Legendary Riders Cosmic Ghost Rider. Let me adjust my camera here. And another fantastic figure. I've read a little bit of the comics, and I'm actually not a huge fan of how they write the character. They make him a little too Deadpool crazy comedic kind of thing. I don't like it. I don't think that's how the character would be. I know he's supposed to be kind of crazy, but I love the idea of it. It's the Punisher infused with the spirit of vengeance, being a Punisher Ghost Rider that flies around in space and is a herald of Galactus, so he has the power cosmic. Really powerful character and really cool. I love the design. It's got the armor on the front with like the big Punisher skull with like the flaming eyes, which looks really cool. Look at the big spiky chest, or not chest, but shoulder pads. You got these cool sci-fi looking guns, and you got removable flame effects for those, which is really cool. You can remove the helmet, which is cool. And I just like that it's a dome. I think that's cool. The bike, which I don't have on hand to show, but the bike is also awesome. It's big. It looks really cool. You can stow the guns on there. He also does come with that chain whip that the other Ghost Rider Ultimate Riders figure came with. Posability is pretty good. I love the paint. It's a fantastic figure. Just as an action figure, even if you're not familiar with the character, just as an action figure, that one's really cool. Next up is actually a bath, and it is the Apocalypse bath. I really like Apocalypse. The Toy Biz one's not cheap to get, and not like this one wasn't cheap to get either, but this is one of the few waves I actually fully completed to build the Apocalypse bath. I don't own... Well, I still own most of it. I only got rid of one figure. I only got rid of the Gladiator because I don't really care about that figure too much. It wasn't bad, but I didn't care much for it. But this Apocalypse bath is really cool. I love the paint. The metallic paint on it looks fantastic. The head sculpt looks really cool. Articulation's pretty good. He's a decent size. He's not huge like the Toy Biz one, but he's a decent size. I like the proportions on this one a lot more. The Archangel figure came with that interchangeable claw hand, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Apocalypse, one of my favorite Marvel villains, and this is a really good version of him. Put him there. Next up is another X-Men villain, or X-Men / Wolverine villain, I guess. And I would have never thought this character would have been in my any sort of top 10 for me. It is the Silver Samurai figure that was recently released, I think last year. I got it last summer. I know not much about this character. I've seen the Wolverine movie, which is not a super true to the source material, I don't think. And just from what I read up online, but aside from that, I haven't really read any of the comics. He's just another one of those instances of being a really cool samurai action figure that happens to be in the Marvel Universe. So I can pose it with my Marvel Legends. It's an awesome figure. They did a really good job when this was released, and I think still currently it's a whole new mold. The sculpt in general is really well done with all these rivets and everything. The silver paint used is really nice. It looks really nice. It shines and shimmers nicely and contrasts well with these other shades of silver, which is really cool. Comes with his two swords, which is great. You can store them on his belt. And the articulation is super smooth, fun to pose, and a lot of great range of movement, making this a really fun figure to just pose around and take pictures of and whatnot. So I really like this one. So that is the back 5, I believe. Yep. So let's go on to the front 5. Next figure is from the Sasquatch Bath Wave, which was in 2018, I believe. And this is the Cable figure. I'm like a lot of people, after watching Deadpool 2, really like Cable. I already knew who Cable was before I watched the movie, but I mean, like, I wasn't super familiar with him. But so I am one of the normies who liked him a lot more after the fact. But I have read some of the stuff after watching the movie. And Cable's a really cool character. I really like Cable. And this figure of him from the 90s, I believe, and his 90s design is really good. I actually have both of Hasbro's releases, the Juggernaut Wave one and this one. I do prefer this one, but the Juggernaut Wave one's also really cool. I also have the Mezco, which is also really cool. But this does the classic look, and it does it well. Posability is decent. Comes with 3 guns, which is pretty cool. He's got one stored on his belt there. I love the big, bulky shoulders with the ammo and the pouches. And like one of the things that really sells it for me is the head sculpt. That is a fantastic head sculpt. I love the effect on the eye there. It looks like it lighted up. He's got the scars and whatnot. The hair looks good. He's got the big comlink thing going on his ear. It's just a really great figure. I really do like that one a lot. Let's put him right over there. Next is another actually really recent release. I think only about like a month ago this came out, or maybe 2 months. I can't remember. Or at least I got it about a month ago, I think. And it is the Monster Venom figure that they re-released. Originally, it was a bath for the Venom Wave in 2018, I think that was. But I'm super happy they re-released it because I always wanted to get that bath, but I did not want to get like almost any of the figures from that wave. So I'm really happy they released it as a single release figure, and I actually prefer this paint job, the Eddie Brock paint job for this figure. I love what they did with this. The black with the blue shading is done really well with this figure. The sculpting on it's fantastic. I like the more classic spider on the chest there. I love the head sculpt. Love the articulation's pretty good. He's big and bulky. You know, just an awesome figure. I'm not sure if it's my favorite Venom I have or not. It's between this and the Select. The Select's really good. This one has a bit better posability, but the one that comes with more accessories. I don't know. It's hard to say. I do really like the whole monster look for Venom, though. I really do like that. So that's really cool. We'll put him right there. Sure. All right, now we're at the top 3. So moving right along. Mysterio. Now this guy just recently got a announced repaint re-release for the retro Spider-Man figures, which is really great for people who missed out on this guy because he was not easy to get. I was really lucky to get this. I had to pay slightly over retail at a local comic book store, but it was worth it because this figure is really great. You know, sculpting fantastic. They actually sculpted the quilt-like look of his suit. I love the effect parts he comes with. You know, they can go over the feet there like I have, but you can do a bunch of different things, put them on other figures. A lot of options there. I like the hands, so they're sculpted. The cape with the fishbowl helmet looks great. He's got that creepy looking skull with a tentacle going through it for the head underneath. This is the white variant, or I don't know which one was the standard release. There's the green one and there's the white one. This one's the white one, which I think looks a bit better. But yeah, it's an awesome figure. Mysterio is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, so I had to have the Master of Illusion. Next up, another pretty recent release. You can tell that most of my favorites are recent release figures because they've been like the best, in my opinion. But Dr. Doom. Love this Dr. Doom figure. I haven't done a video on this guy or anything talking about it, but he's awesome. There's just, you just take a look at it. This is one of those figures, Marvel Legends figures, where you see him stand on the shelf. He can stand toe-to-toe with SH Figuarts or Mafex figures and at least look like he's a more expensive figure than he is. Love the head sculpts. Comes with 2 of them. I do prefer the modern one, but both are really good. Comes with some hand options. Has his gun there, which you can store in the holster. I do wish he came with some effect parts. I mean, I can just borrow from other figures. It's not a big deal, but some people can't do that. They don't own a lot of figures. But the paint app is really good. Like the paint they used for his metal armor looks fantastic. He's got chainmail sculpted and straps painted and sculpted for his armor. Articulation is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's crazy, but it's pretty good. He's got his jet boosters. I don't know if you can see. He's got his jet boosters on the back there, which you can actually put effect parts into, which is really cool. We've been wanting, or I know a lot of people have been wanting a upgrade to good old Dr. Doom here for a while, and I know a lot of people are really happy with this figure. I'm really happy with this figure. I do not own any of the previous figures. The only other Doom figure I own is the Select, which is not very good, so this is awesome. Happy to finally have this one. And so that means number 1, and I thought Doom was going to be my number 1, but at the end of the day, I settled on this one, and it's not even that much of a special figure or anything. I just absolutely love it, and it is the Juggernaut Wave Deadpool. What can I say? I really like this figure. This is one of the first Marvel Legends I picked up. I remember going to EB Games in my second year at university. It's just crazy to think I've had this figure for so long now, but I went to EB Games in my second year at university. I was just looking around, and then I turned around and I saw the whole wave, and Deadpool was right in the front in stock on the pegs, and I had to pick it up. And it's one of the figures that I took a ton of photos with when I first got it. I still take pictures of him. I haven't taken pictures of him in a while, but I still take pictures of him from time to time. I know he uses the bucky cap, but I think the body works decently for him, although I would like to have a butterfly joints. But, I like the modern comic look for him. He comes with a ton of accessories, store a good chunk of them on his person, but comes with a bunch of stuff. You got the unmasked head, you got the taco, he's got the bazooka with the punching glove, boxing glove, the swords, the pistols, the knife, a couple other weird looking guns. Articulation completely serviceable. I love the head sculpt of the masked one as well. It's just an absolutely fantastic figure that I love for many reasons, sentimental and just because it's really cool. But that is pretty much it. These are currently my favorite comic book inspired Marvel Legends figures. So thank you guys for watching. That's all I got for you today. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, or let me know what your favorite comic book Marvel Legends are. You don't have to give me a top 10 if you don't want to. You just want to list off a couple figures. I always like knowing what other people really like compared to what I like and all that jazz. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching. Look out for the MCU top 10 Marvel Legends figures. I'm going to do that video next. And I'll see you all in the next video.